Hello, Sir Shurez. Good evening. This is a presentation of my group. For the example 6.12 shows a 15 Hz 720 over 240 single phase transformer supplying a load. Find the approximate equivalent circuit of the transformer primary and secondary. And for the first question, we must find the refer to primary. The approximate equivalent circuit refer to primary. So that Rp equal to R1 plus R2 plus R1 plus A square R2, and put the value 0.15 plus the value of the A 720 over 240 bracket square multiply 0.03 equal 0.15 plus 0.27 equal 0.42 ohm. And for the reactant in the primary equal to x1 plus x2 equal to x1 plus a square multiply x2 equal, and put the value equal to 0.2 plus 720 over 240 in the bracket square multiplied by 0.08. So equal the value, do the mathematical calculation, the value is 0.92. And refer to secondary. The value of the resistance R2 plus R1 equal to R2 plus 1 over A square multiplied by R1, and put the value equal to 0.03 plus 240 over 720 square multiplied by 0.15, and do the math calculation. The value is 0.047 ohms. And for the reactant in secondary, x2 plus x1 equal to x2 plus 1 over s in the bracket square multiplied by x1, and put the value again 0.08 plus 240 over 720 in the bracket square multiplied by 0.20, and the value is 0.102 ohm. And now we move to the question number 1. The question number 1. A 50 Hz 360 over 120 single phase transformer supplying a load. Find the approximate equivalent circuit of the transformer refer to primary and secondary. We can see the circuit in this diagram. So let's move to the answer. For the answer number 1, refer to primary. The resistance in the primary equal to R1 plus R2 equal R1 plus A square multiplied by R2, and put the value. The value of R1 is 75 milliohms plus the value of A 360 over 120 in the bracket square multiplied by 15 milliohms, and the answer we got is 0.21 ohms. And for the reactant refer to primary equal to x1 plus x2 equal to x1 plus a square multiplied by x2, and the value of x1 is 100 milliohm, while the value of A is 360 over 120 in the bracket square, and the value of x2 is 40 multiplied by 40 milliohms, and we got the answer is 0.46 ohms for the referred to primary. The approximate equivalent circuit referred to primary. So let's move to the referred to secondary. The resistance referred to secondary. R2 plus R1 equal to R2 plus 1 over A in the bracket square multiplied by R1 equal to 1.5 milliohm plus 1 over in the bracket 360 over 20 in the bracket square multiplied by 75 milliohms, and do the math calculation. The answer is 0.023 ohms. So let's move to the reactant referred to secondary. Equal to x2 plus x1 equal to x2 plus 1 over a square multiplied by x1, and put the value 40 milliohms plus 120 over 360 in the bracket square multiplied by 100 milliohms, and do the math calculation. We got 0.0511 ohms. So let's move to the question number 2. The question number 2 state find the approximate equivalent circuit of the transformer referred to primary and secondary. Given the frequency value of 50 Hz and 720 over 240 single phase transformer. And we go through to the refer to the primary. For the refer to primary, the answer is the resistance primary equal to R1 plus R2 equal to R1 plus A square multiplied by R2, and put all the value. The value of R1 is 0.18 plus the value of A 720 over 240 in the bracket square multiply 0.06, and do the mathematical calculation. Is the answer is 7.72 ohms. And for the reactant in primary equal to x1 plus x2 equal to x1 plus a square multiplied by x2, and put the value 0.35 plus open bracket 720 over 240 close the bracket square multiplied by 0.09. The answer is 1.16 ohm. And let's move to the refer to secondary. The resistance referred to secondary equal to R2 plus R1 equal R2 plus 1 over A in the bracket square multiplied by R1, and put all the value 0.06 plus 240 over 720 in the bracket square multiply 0.18, and do the mathematical calculation. We got 0.08 ohm. And for the reactant in secondary equal to x2 plus x1 equal x2 plus 1 over A in the bracket square multiplied by x1, and put all the value 0.09 plus 240 over 720 in the bracket square multiplied by 0.35, and the answer is 0.129 ohms. That's all from us. Thank you. Bye. Good evening. Assalamualaikum.